Okay, and all of you, are you able to view a diagram in front of you, a exception hierarchy diagram? Can you respond? And are you able to view a diagram? Yes. This is the diagram we need to keep in mind. And if you search in Google, there will be multiple diagrams, similar kind of diagram you can get. And this is the exception hierarchy. Exception hierarchy we need to keep in mind. And every class we are using, that is the on the top is the object. Object is on the top, and in exception hierarchy, object in the on the top, and then object is extended by throwable class. Object is extended by throwable class. Throwable class is extended by two class. One is the exceptions and one is the error. On exception and error, error is what is error in program? Error is a linking failure. Error is a linking failure. We cannot manage the error. Error we cannot manage, but exception we can manage. Exception we can handle, and error cannot manage. And exception has two types. Exception has two types: checked exception and unchecked exception. Checked exception, it is a IO or compile time exception, and unchecked exception, runtime or null pointer, like null pointer exception, unchecked exception. And error is a virtual machine error, assertion error. Those are the error. So this is the exception hierarchy, and we need to keep in mind. And next, we need to. I want to tell the story about the what is in a real story, so you can match. And suppose in a cricket match, and a bowler is throwing a ball, but a batsman is responsible to hit the ball, and sometimes batsman miss. And if batsman miss the ball, then what happened in the back end? There is a wicket keeper is there, and if wicket keeper actually able to catch the ball, then he will be able to save the ball from 4 or 6. And if wicket keeper fail to save the ball, then it goes to the in boundary. And actually the things is, it is, you can think about that, it is a try catch exception handling. Actually we need to in try we will create a block, try block, and where exception creates, and catch block where exception handle. If it is not exception handle, then it will go to the outside the boundary. So that is the try catch exception handling. And as much as we will progress for next program, you will be able to much more clear understanding. Okay, then it is a if you go through this site, so what is an exception? An exception is an unwanted or unexpected event. Exception is an unwanted or unexpected event which occurs during the execution of a program, that is a runtime, and that disrupts the normal flow of the program instruction. Error, an error indicates serious problem that a reasonable application should not try to catch. An exception indicates condition that a reasonable application might try to catch. And exception we can handle, but error we can handle. Okay, next we are going to an example of the exception. This is very common example of the null pointer exception. Let's create a program. New, you can go to new package. আমি ট্রেনিং এ আছি এখন, কথা বলে তো আমি তোমাকে ব্রেকের সময় কল করব। Okay, let's create a program, first program. Throw exception. Okay. And this is the actually as a Java developer, if you want to be a Java developer, on which exception, which problem you will face maximum time, that is a null pointer exception. And null pointer exception, it is a very common, exception you will face in every day as a, if you start working with the project. And null pointer exception will be faced many times, and it is a part of, it will be part of your life, a null pointer exception. First, actually, anybody here who can tell me the why null pointer exception happens? Anybody here can tell anything? Then I will explain also. When a null pointer exception happens, any idea? One minute. Okay, dereferencing the null divided by 0 when a variables point to a null value. Okay, any more answer? Okay, when a null pointer exception happen, what is the reason of the null pointer? And it is very common. Have you faced any null pointer exception in during program? Anybody have faced null pointer? Okay, you have faced the null pointer. Okay, you have faced. Object, when object has null values. Actually, do you want to keep remember one story so that you will never forget? Do you want to listen a story and so that you will never forget why null pointer exception? Okay, it is a story like, suppose a parents and there is a upcoming baby, and parent, actually baby was not born, but parents has decided his or her name, and even has decided to which school has admitted, and actually everything has been planned. Okay, even name has been decided, but baby has not born, but the everything has been planned and everything has been given, even name has been given, school has been decided, and hot, but actually object was not created. Object not created, but object, we are trying to use the object बच्चा पैदा नहीं हुआ, बट उसका लेके सब कुछ सेटल हो गया, नाम ठीक हो गया, स्कूल भी ठीक हो गया. Okay, so then this is the reason of the null pointer exception. Okay, you will be able to, are you able to understand and what I am trying to say? Okay, the things is actually a object was not born, but we are trying to use the object. In that case, null pointer exception happened. Object not born so far, but till we are using. Here, if you see that in this program, we have initiated string str null system.out.println. We are trying to use the object.length, object. Some function we have started, but object not born. So what you can expect it will be created null pointer exception. Object not born, but we have created the object. Suppose I am creating a student object. I am creating a class student. This is a student class. We are creating some methods. Right click, source. Okay, this is a student object. This is a student object, and here, if you notice, in student object, if we write the method like this, if I set the name of the student, and now if we get the value, if we run the program, it will work fine. This is unqualified. If you run the program, it will work fine. But now you listen, if I remove this section, what will happen? If I remove this section, what will happen? Can you respond in chat? What will happen now? Yes, we have not created any object, but we are trying to object.getName. We are trying to object.getName. Object not born, but we are trying to use the object. And these are the scenario happens as for a Java developer done mistakes many times. Many times it's happened. So null pointer is a part of a Java developer life. And actually this is the situation, it will create a null pointer exception. Is this any compilation error in this program? Any compilation error in this program? Yes or no? No compilation program. But if we run the program, then if we run the program, let's see what happens. What is happening? Java.lang.null pointer exception, because exception actually object not created. You are trying to use that object.getName, object.setName, but object not created. In that case, it is called, it is an exception. It is an example of runtime exception. It is a runtime exception, no compilation error, but runtime exception. Okay, so all of you are clear about this program? All of you are clear? And now all of you are clear, when in your program, anytime you will do the program, you will face the null pointer error. Then and then it will keep in your mind that somewhere you have declared object, but you have not created object is not actually initiated, but you are trying to use that object of any function name, any object or method name. That is the scenario, null pointer exception happen. Yes, what is the use of exception handling? Exception handling, without exception handling, you cannot do many program. Okay, I want to give another example of your login. Exception is a two kind of exception. There is one called user defined exception, and one is a system defined exception. This is the null pointer exception. There are, so initially today we learn at the beginning system defined exception, what are the exception already predefined to JVM, but there is you can create a exception as you like. All of you have Gmail account, yes or no? Can you respond? All of you have Gmail account? Yes, everybody have a Gmail account. If you give the wrong password, it shows some error or not? Yes or no? If you give the invalid username or password, it shows some wrong or Yes. Is it any, is it a, if you think, if it is give the invalid password, and then is it any error or exception? Is it any error or exception if you give the invalid user ID or password? Is it any error or exception? How you are saying an error? Actually, it will be, it will go to the Google database and it will not find out the, it will not find out the matching user ID or password. So is it any error? I think no. It is not any error. Actually, it is not any error. If you give the invalid user ID or password, then it will select star from table name, select star from table name, and it will be not an error actually. It will not give any result. It is not any exception. Even it is not any exception. But in this scenario, how you will display a message to the browser that it is an invalid user, your user ID or password is not matching? It is not any error. It is not any exception. But to display the right message in the browser, you have to showcase in the error message that invalid user. It is, in this case, we can create an exception for our application. We can create an exception, artificial exception for our application, that is called user defined exception. We can create an user defined exception. We can create a, in this scenario, we can create a user defined exception. We can create an user defined exception. Okay, someone is asking actually what is the importance of the exception handling. Actually, if you join any project, if you join any project in Java based project in TCS, actually in project you will find out the two frameworks. One is the, every project has a exception framework they use, and they use a logging framework. Exception and log, those are the exception framework. If you join big Java project, you will notice project team is using application specific exception framework and logging framework. And application framework and logging framework, these are the most important. Without it, you cannot handle your application, and you cannot showcase the user defined error in your application. You cannot log the problem, and things is, it will be quite unmanageable without this. And a project is unmanageable. A project, Java project, unmanageable without this. In production, both in dev server and production server. system can crash abruptly if you do not handle exception properly. Okay, so now all of you are quite comfortable to understand the importance of the exception handling. Okay, please respond you if you are okay. Okay, so let's do some user defined exception program, some system defined exception. Okay, in this program, first you can, in this program, if I mistake here, if I do not give the semicolon, and actually what is it? It creates an exception or it creates an exception or compile time error. Can you respond? If I mistakes, it creates a compilation error or it creates an exception. If I do not give a semicolon in a line. Compile time error, and compile time error actually it is easily catch during the compilation of the program. But actually, if I change the program int x equal to 10, int y equal to 5, int z equal to 5. Okay. Okay. What will happen in this program? What will happen in this program? Can you respond? Will this program will work or not? Divide by 0, runtime error. Let's run the program. Okay. It is happening java.lang.arithmetic exception divide by 0. Java.lang by arithmetic exception, but program is running. Actually, but we can handle this exception. We can handle this exception using try catch block. And exception we can handle. So let's apply the first try catch block, try block. Catch. You will notice that now the program will be not any error. Actually, it will execute. Now, if have you noticed the program is running, but program is earlier program was getting failed. It is a, but now program is running also. Program has an exception, but program is running. Now we are able to handle exception. Now we are able to handle exception. Now we are able to handle exception. Okay. And now actually in exception we have given the exception dot get message. But if we want to go in the detail, and actually we can give the another print message, that is exception dot print practice. Exception dot exception dot exception dot print trace run program. Okay, and actually exception dot print trace, it will be during your debugging of the program, and actually which line you are facing the problem, which line you are getting the error, the exception we will use the print trace. We will use the print trace, and actually in print trace it will be actually showcase you the from which line the error is generating, from which line it is generating. If you notice, the exception is generating in line number 12. Exception is happening in the line number 12. And actually if you comment and uncomment, you will be notice it will be able to see get message, will able to give you only message. It is message what is happening divide by 0. But in print trace, if you write it, so during debugging, so for during debugging a problem in Java program, we will use print trace, exception dot print trace. Method more drill. Where is the root cause? Exception. But in production server, but in production server, actually while your application will be run smoothly, in production server you should not use the print trace. It is advisable. It is not advisable that you should keep the print trace in the production server, and actually it will be create a problem. And many production server, many cases production server, it has been restricted, your application should not have print trace. Many cases in production server it has been restricted, you should not use the print trace in your program. But finally deliverable code, you should not keep the print trace. You can you can keep log message. You can keep log message in application even while an application runs smoothly. We disable log and okay. This is the, yes, what is the difference between the exception and exception? It is a Java class and it is an object. It is an object. Here it is a Java class. It is an object. It is an object. Object dot get message. Object dot get message. It is an exception. Exception dot get message. An exception, it is actually inheriting the throwable class. It is inheriting the throwable class. Exception, it is a Java dot lang dot exception. It extends throwable class, and throwable actually extends the object class. Java dot exception inherits the throwable class. Okay. So far entire concept is clear to all of you. So far all of you, I want to get response in chat. And so far what we have discussed regarding exception, it is clear to all of you. Please respond. So all of you do a practice in your machine, this program. All of you practice this program in your system. Okay, everybody run the program in your system. Everybody run this program in your system. All of you have done? Someone is asking for student class. It is a simple example of student class. Okay, all of you respond and when you have done. Okay, you're expecting to revise. Yes, and actually what happened, and in earlier initial first program we have shown that we have declared the student, but we have declared the student, but we have not created the student object. Then it shows the null pointer exception. Null pointer, if we do not create the object, if we try to use the object.method name, it will show the null pointer exception, and that is a unchecked exception. It is a runtime exception. And here actually in try block x10 5 by 5, and actually it is an exception is happening here, divide by 0. It is an arithmetic exception is happening here. It is an arithmetic exception is happening here. Now we are changing it. Now we have used another two exception, try, and then catch, arithmetic exception, and exception, again exception. And here in this scenario, these are the actually which catch block will handle the exception, which catch block. And actually you will notice that actually it will happen here, it will not go to the here, it will go to the here, but it will not go to here, because of the things is arithmetic exception is a subclass of exception. Arithmetic exception is a subclass of exception. So it will be handled, and actually in arithmetic exception will handle the exception before it moves to the exception. Exception is the mother exception. It is a mother exception. It handles and arithmetic exception. It is a subclass to handle specific exception Okay. So you are able to understand actually arithmetic exception and exception. Good. And do a little bit changes in your program. And actually we will try to catch the exception with a child exception first. We will try to catch, and if it is not handled, at the end we will keep the catch. We will keep the generic exception. and a child exception and subclass exception will able to handle faster, and that will be better approach. Next, move to another program. We are creating an array. We are creating an array. Okay, you tell me is this a coding will throw any exception? Is this coding will throw any exception? Is this code will run properly or it will throw any exception? Yes, it is a array. Array size is 4. So if I give the array 4, it means 5. It means 5, and actually it is the it will run, and if you run the program, array index out of exception. Array index out of exception. Last index will be 3. Is right. Array index out of exception. It will throw array index out of exception. But we can handle this. We can handle this exception using try catch block. Array index bound of exception. Okay, so it is getting the array index out of exception message. It is giving the message array index out of exception in line 4, and actually it is the array index out of exception. Size is actually this is the program problem, and it is showing the array index of out of bound exception. Okay. To run this, okay, I want to execute, it is running fine. If it is array size is 3, it is running fine. So this is the example of array index out of bound exception. Array index out of bound exception. Now, how many user defined exception? There are many user defined exception. You can learn some exception. Okay, these are the exception like arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exception, it is thrown when an exception condition occurs in an arithmetic exception operation. Array index out of bound exception, it is thrown to indicate that array has been accessed with an illegal index. The index is either negative or greater than or equal to the size of the array. Class not found exception. Class not found exception, this exception is raised when we try to access a class whose definition is not found. Class definition not found. File not found exception. This exception is raised when a file is not accessible or does not open. When this exception is raised when a file is not accessible or does not open. IO exception is thrown when an input-output operation fail or interrupted. IO exception is thrown when an input-output operation failed or interrupted. Interrupted exception, it is thrown when a thread is waiting. It is an interrupt, it is related to thread. Hello. আছি টিম অন করিনি, ট্রেনিং চলছে। কি তো বলেছে লোকে সারাদিন ধরে, ওদের আরো এসবিকিউ লাগবে, এমসিকিউ সবই লাগবে, যাওয়া লাগবে। সারাদিন ট্রেনিং দেবো না কি সারাদিন ট্রেনিং দেবো এখন না কি করবো? এই ট্রেনিং শেষ হোক তারপরে করবো ফুল ডে ট্রেনিং। Okay. Okay, IO exception, it is thrown when an input-output operation fail or interrupted. This is related to yesterday we have learned thread, and it is related to thread-related exception. If it is thrown when a thread is waiting, sleeping, doing some processing, and it is interrupted. No such field exception if it is thrown when a class does not contain the field, a variable specified. No such method exception, it is thrown when accessing a method which is not found. Null pointer exception, this exception is raised when referring to the number of members of a null object. Null represents nothing. Number format exception, suppose in wrapper class to convert integer to string or string to integer, and in that scenario these number format exception happen. Number format exception frequently happen during parsing of the digit. Suppose you want to convert to string to integer or integer to string, number format exception happen. A runtime exception happen, this represents any exception which occurs during runtime. String index out of exception, it is thrown some class string class method to indicate that index is either negative than size of the string. So these are all inbuilt exception. It is called built-in Java exception, built-in exception, user defined exception. So these are the example of the built-in exception. types of exceptions in examples with examples. It is clear to all of you. Up to this, it is clear to all of you. Okay, let comes and what is happening in actually in find in exception, there is a 4 steps actually happen. In exception, there is a 4 steps. Step 1, find the problem. Finally, hit the exception. Step 2, inform that an error has occurred, throw the exception. Receive the error information. Receive the okay. So these are the steps. These are the steps. Okay, all of you note down these 4 steps. Find the exception problem, hit the exception, inform that an error has occurred, throw the exception, receive the error information, catch the exception, take corrective action, handle the exception. These are the steps of a exception handling. This is the steps of, okay, we should keep in mind while we are doing the handle and exception. Okay, now it is clear to all of you. Have you note? Please note down the steps in exception. Please note down the steps in exception. Okay, it is clear, all of you, it is clear up to all of it. Please respond in chat box. Okay. Now we will learn about the finally block. Actually, in any exception handling, there will be a multiple lines can be there and multiple catch block can be there, but there will be a finally block. Finally block will be required. Finally block will be required. And you can ask me in real scenario of the finally block, where is the real scenario of the finally block. Actually, if I give to example in a database connection, DB connection, in DB connection there will be some resource need to close and finally block. And actually in finally block always execute in finally block. If it is a exception, in exception block, actually in try block, catch block, and if it is match with this arithmetic exception, it control will not goes to here, control will not goes to here, but we use a finally block which will be always execute. Finally block, we can use finally block. In finally block, ট্রেনিং এ আছি।
বলছি একটু অ্যাকাউন্টটা চেক করে আমাকে বলুন তো যে 9440 ঢুকেছে কিনা।
ঠিক আছে, আমি জানাচ্ছি। আমি তো ট্রেনিং আছে, আমি তোমাকে মেসেজে জানিয়ে দিচ্ছি।
হ্যাঁ, মেসেজ করে দিন তাহলেই হবে। ক্যান্ডিডেট জয়েন করলো এখন। হ্যাঁ,
ওকে, গুড, থ্যাংক ইউ।
এই মাসে 21,240 এখনো পর্যন্ত।
আমি 2 লাখ টাকা চাই।
ও আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে, আস্তে আস্তে হোক।
আস্তে আস্তে হোক।
ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে।
If we use the finally block, if you notice, if I final block, I am inside I am inside. There is a 3 statement. Yes, arithmetic exception, finally. It is all of you are very good. Closing the connections like file closing or DB connection. It is a very good answer. And file closing, DB connections. And actually those are the very sensitive things we need to close while you are creating a program which is connected with the database connection. And it is a perfect place. It is a perfect place. Finally block is the perfect place to close your all sensitive object like the DB connections and file connections, and we use the finally block. And the finally block is it is a very important things we need to use during our exception handling coding. So if you run the program, it will run and it will run. Run the program. Okay, you will notice that it is printed. I am in arithmetic exception block. I am in finally block, but actually it has not gone to in the mother exception block. It has not gone. So this is the way we have to use the finally block. Now I want to know finally block is clear to all of you. Now someone is asking without catch we can use the finally block. Actually the things is if you do not use the finally block, yes we can. It is an example, you can check the final block we can use. Finally block we can use, but actually we have to handle the exception. We have to handle the exception here. And generally in the database some sensitivity in finally inside finally we can create an exception. We can use another try catch. We can use another try catch inside finally if any exception happens during SQL exception. Actually it happens again a finally block. We can create the try catch, but exception will be required to handle the your exception to handle the exception, and finally we can use. In finally, we can use another try catch. In finally, we can use another try catch. There may be exception happens inside finally block. In general, DB we use okay. So all of you are cleared. No, it is not compulsory, but in many cases it will be relevant. It is not compulsory, but many cases it will be relevant. Okay. Okay. So in inbuilt exception, all concept is clear to all of you, and built-in exception concept all clear to you. Can you move to the user-defined exception now? So can you respond in chat box? Okay. So we can create a user-defined exception. User-defined exception. We are creating a program. Suppose here we are taking the value int string user. Gmail to okay. We are creating an user defined exception. Let me type if user equals to and password. Else throw new, else throw new my exception invalid. My exception message. Catch my exception. Okay, now I have completed the program. Can anybody idea what will be the output of the program? What will be the output of the program? What will be the output of the program? Can anybody guess? Yes, it will be valid user. I am in the valid user. Okay, I am always here. Very good. Let's run the program. Let's run the program. Valid user, I am always here. Good. Next, if I create an invalid user, if I create the invalid user, and now if I run, now what will be the output? Now what will be the output? Now what will be the output now? Yes, yes, yes. Let's run the program. It is showing the invalid user. Please give me your user correct and password. I am always here. This message is coming here. It is going to the cache block. But this is the exception is not, this exception is not predefined. This kind of built-in arithmetic or any. It is not a predefined exception, but it is creating exception. The moment it is giving the invalid value, I am creating an exception. And please learn that there is a throws. We are using throw. We are using throw. Throw new exception. Throw my exception. Throw new exception. We are creating. We are creating exception. We are creating exception here. We are creating an exception. This kind of exception never predefined exception invalid user please give. Now it will going to my exception and it is sending this message to exception class. In exception base class exception there is a message and that message is we are getting that message my exception dot get message, my exception dot get message, and finally it is printing the value in the exception dot get message, and this is the things is happening, and finally we are getting the I am inside finally block. This is the example most easiest. This is most example of easiest example of user defined exception. This is most easiest example of user defined exception. User defined this is the most easiest example of user defined exception. I hope all of you got clear idea about user defined exception. It is clear to all of you. Okay, now all of you do a little practice in your end. Okay, please run the program. Now we will do the program. This is the last topic. Last topic to discuss throw and throws. Last topic to discuss throw and throws. Throw and throws. Okay, let's discuss. Let's discuss about the throw and throws. Can you start? Can you start discussion about the throw and throws? Please respond. Can I start discussion about throw and okay? We need to know the difference between throw and throws in Java. Difference between throw and throws in Java. Different throws and actually throw keyword is used to inside a function. It is used when throw exception demo throws exception, null pointer exception. We have different arithmetic exception, null pointer exception. Like you are writing the program. Okay, actually this is the way you can notice this throws arithmetic exception. But if you write actually if we go to the in this difference point of use, throw keyword is used. Throw keyword is used inside a function. It is used when it is required to throw an exception logically. Throw an exception logically, and we get arithmetic exception, null pointer exception. Throws keyword is used in the function signature. It is used when the function has some statement that can lead to some exception. Throws keyword in the function signature, it is used when the function some statements that can lead to some exception. Number of exception thrown. Throw keyword is used throw an exception explicitly. Throw, it can throw only one exception at a time. It can throw only one exception at a time, and throwing an only an IO exception. Throws keyword can be used to declare multiple exceptions. Throws keyword is used to declare multiple exceptions separated by comma. Which exception occurred, it matches with the exception declared words and is thrown automatically then. And arithmetic throws X keyword can be used to declare multiple exception. To declare multiple exception, like the arithmetic exception, null pointer exception. Okay, actually it will throw an exception. Throw keyword cannot propagate. Throw keyword cannot propagate checked exception. Cannot throw keyword cannot propagate checked exception. It is only used to propagate unchecked exception that are not checked using throws keyword. Throw keyword cannot propagate checked exception. It is only used to propagate unchecked exception not checked using throws keyword. Throws keyword is used to checked exception only, like the checked exception. All checked exception. This is the difference between throw and throws. Throw keyword is used to throw an exception explicitly. Throw keyword is used an exception explicitly. Throws keyword is used to declare one or more exceptions separated by comma. One single exception is thrown by using throw. One single exception is using thrown by throw. Multiple exception can be thrown by using throws. Throw keyword is used within the method. Throws keyword is used within the method signature. Syntax wise, throw keyword is followed by the instance variable. Throws keyword is followed by the exception class name. Checked exception cannot be propagated. Checked exception that cannot be propagated using throw only. Unchecked exception can be propagated using throw. Unchecked for the propagation of checked exception must use throw keyword followed by the exception class name. Okay, and from this link, okay, thank you. We can end here. And any throws and throws clause exception. This is the complete of the exception framework. This is complete exception. Do you want to small break now before starting IO?